This is Wellness Buds, and I'm your host, Stella Wingfield. It'll just be me today as Laura is traveling out east to visit her family for the holiday season. This episode is inspired by the following quote. People are like sticks of dynamite. The power's on the inside, but nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Mac Anderson. I just love this quote because we just entered the new year, and the imagery of fireworks, I know it's dynamite, but I just like to think of fireworks. That comes to mind when I think of dynamite, but also because it just makes so much sense. People are full of power. Both you and me are powerful regardless of how aware we are of our power, but inspiration strikes at different times for us to experience that power. Since we are still in holiday season, this will be a short and sweet episode, but I hope this episode helps spark a fire within you. It's the beginning of the year, so many of us have New Year's resolutions and feel more inspired than ever. But how can you maintain this inspiration? Don't just say your goal is whatever it is this year and only follow through with that goal for January and then start to let that goal slip away from you because you no longer feel that inspiration or motivation. Dig deep within yourself, hold yourself accountable, keep going. I need this little pep talk too. I think everyone could use a little pep talk to help stay motivated. I always want to journal more, and that's been a back burner goal that I haven't really taken time to do anything about. But this year is different. I actually started the school before the new year, started to get back into the practice back in December, and I don't plan to journal every damn day, but just doing it more regularly, putting thoughts down to paper, putting intentions down to paper. It's powerful. At times it's cathartic, other times it's inspirational, so I'm going to make an effort to continue to journal at least 3 times per week. But why do I want to journal, you may wonder? I think a lot of people know or have heard, at least at some point, that journaling is good for mental health, but there are tons of benefits. And since Laura and I are going on this journaling challenge together, and anyone who wants to join is more than welcome to join too. But since we are journaling separately yet together, and we'll be talking about it on this podcast for a little bit, I just wanted to take this episode as an opportunity to talk about the benefits of journaling. I'm going to read to you most of an article by the New York Times, and it will be linked in the show notes. I'm basically only leaving out some of the basic stuff that I don't think that we need to dive into, and also some of the author's personal experience with journaling, although I think I kept a little bit of that in there too. But I found this article to be pretty comprehensive and enlightening, which is why I wanted to share it with you. Once the domain of teenage girls and the literati, journaling has become a hallmark of the so-called self-care movement, right up there with meditation. And for good reason. Scientific studies have shown it to essentially be a panacea for modern life. There are the obvious benefits like a boost in mindfulness, memory, and communication skills. But studies have also found that writing in a journal can lead to better sleep, a stronger immune system, more self-confidence, and a higher IQ. Research out of New Zealand suggests that the practice may even help wounds heal faster. How is that possible? James W. Pennebaker, a social psychologist at the University of Texas at Austin who is considered the pioneer of writing therapy, said, "There isn't one answer. It's a whole cascade of things that occur," he said. Labeling emotions and acknowledging traumatic events, both natural outcomes of journaling, have a known positive effect on people, Dr. Pennebaker said, and are often incorporated into traditional talk therapy. At the same time, writing is fundamentally an organizational system. Keeping a journal, according to Dr. Pennebaker, helps to organize an event in our mind and make sense of trauma. When we do that, our working memory improves, since our brains are freed from the enormously taxing job of processing that experience, and we sleep better. This in turn improves our immune system and our moods. We go to work feeling refreshed, perform better, and socialize more. There's no single magic moment, Dr. Pennebaker said, but we know it works. So what do I write about? Writing in your journal is the only way to find out what you should be writing about. But when I was just getting started, the first place I went looking for guidance was the book that had inspired my ex-husband, The Artist's Way, by Julia Cameron. Miss Cameron describes the morning pages as 3 pages of longhand writing, strictly stream of consciousness, done as soon as one wakes. They are not meant to be art or even writing. They need not be smart or funny or particularly deep. In fact, it's better if they're not. Miss Cameron encourages practitioners to think of them as brain drain, a way to expel all that angry, petty, whiny stuff that eddies through our subconscious and muddies our days. After years working as a writer and journalist, making my living, trying to sound smart on the page, this was a huge relief. I like to say here that the morning pages differ from conventional journaling in which we set a topic and pursue it, Miss Cameron said when I spoke to her recently for this article. In the morning pages, we do not set a topic. It is just as though we have ADD, jumping from topic to topic, gathering insights and directions from many quarters. On the other hand, Dr. Pennebaker's research has found that journaling about traumatic or disturbing experience specifically has the most measurable impact on our overall well-being. In his landmark 1988 study outlined in his book, Opening Up the Healing Power of Expressing Emotion, students were randomly assigned to write about either traumatic experiences or superficial topics for 4 days in a row. 6 weeks after the writing sessions, those that had delved into traumatic experiences reported more positive moods and fewer illnesses than those writing about everyday experiences. How often must I write and when? Dr. Pennebaker's research has found that even a one-time 15 to 30-minute session of focused journal writing can be beneficial. In fact, he said he's not a big fan of journaling every day. One of the interesting problems of writing too much, especially if you're going through a difficult time, is that writing becomes more like rumination, and that's the last thing in the world you need, he said. My recommendation is to think of expressive writing as a life course correction, as opposed to something you have to commit to doing every day for the rest of your life. If you're distressed about something, Dr. Pennebaker advises set aside 3 to 4 days to write for 15 to 20 minutes a day about it. If you don't find a benefit from it, he says, stop doing it. Go jogging, see a therapist, go to a bar, go to church. Will it change my life? Journaling may sound hokey to some, but it can be one of the most useful and cost-effective tools we have to forge a better, more emotionally and mentally healthy life. As Dr. Pennebaker said of his research, I'm not a granola crunching kind of guy. I got into journaling because I'm interested in what makes people tick. Miss Cameron's book, on the other hand, is steeped in the kind of earnest spirituality that New Age skeptics will no doubt bristle at. Yet, one of the quotations that has stuck with me the most is straightforward and practical. It is very difficult to complain about a situation morning after morning, month after month, without being moved to constructive action. Which I really wanted to include that part of the article because it makes sense. If you are journaling about something and it is something that's repetitious, it's like, yeah, it makes sense that you would want to make some constructive moves to go with it. But then the article ends with, in the end though, I'm not sure I cared about how it worked. The point is, for me, it did. And if nothing else, I now have a written record of the more notable and in retrospect often hilarious ups and downs along the way. So yeah, that's the end of the New York Times article. But in addition to improved immune function, better mood, improved communication skills, more self-confidence, better sleep, etc., as we just learned about, journaling also helps with tracking progress and growth, which makes sense if you're writing down those things and kind of taking note of where you are. It helps you to achieve goals through writing down your intentions, like I talked about, and is why I personally want to journal more. You can write the intention and then it's like, I don't know, it sets off like a little ripple in your brain and the moves that you're making. Journaling also is supposed to help reduce anxiety and stress. I think the article also said strengthens memory, which, let's be real, I could definitely benefit from. My memory is not ideal. But yeah, so when I say all those things aloud, it only reinforces that I want to stay on top of journaling to also help my mental health. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, Laura and I are starting a journaling challenge. So for anyone who is interested, I will provide 3 prompts every week along with a subset of mini reflection points, which you can use to help guide your entries. But if you'd rather keep a dream journal like the New New York Times article talked about you can also write whatever comes to your mind if you want to do like the morning pages like it talked about. It doesn't even need to be coherent. You could also just keep a to-do list type of notebook, a gratitude journal on your computer, voice record your thoughts, or whatever. As always, just do what feels right for you. And if you don't want to follow the guided prompts, that's totally fine too. I mean, I think the point is to just kind of write whatever you feel like writing about, but prompts kind of can help people who may not know where to start. So, or just, things to reflect upon. I kind of like having a guided prompt, but then I'll also be doing my own unguided writing sessions as well. So if you're interested in being a part of our journaling community challenge, please let me know. You can email us at wellnessbudspodcast@gmail.com or text or call our line at 971-292-5565. We look forward to hearing from you and hope that some of you might be interested in joining our journaling journey. So many J's. Product of the week. POW! I'll keep the POW super simple. Since this is a journaling episode, I'm just gonna link my journal below. I don't think there's all that much to say about it other than it's lined, hard-covered. It looks like marble. It has a little placeholder so I know where I'm at, and it's all I need. Sometimes I type on my computer, but other times I like to physically write in my journal. Of course, when my finger doesn't hurt. Long story short, my dog hurt my finger, and it's been a little bit of a challenge to physically write when it kind of hurts. But anyway, enough about that. I am going to link the POW below. Thank you all for listening. I hope that some of you are inspired to want to journal more consistently. Maybe you already had this inkling, pun intended, toward wanting to express yourself more in this way, but this is a little push you needed to follow through. Or maybe you already know how great journaling is and you want to join our challenge anyway and just kind of be a part of the group. Like I said before, if you're interested, please email us at wellnessbudspodcast@gmail.com. If you have any feedback, suggestions for future episodes, just want to share with us your personal journey, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you. You can reach us by our email, or you can call our text or business line at 971-292-5565. If you like the content we are sharing, please pass this episode or any episode along to a friend or family member. Another great way to support us is by donating so we can keep providing quality content for you. The link for that is in our show notes as well. Thank you again for all of your support. We are so appreciative of everyone taking time to listen to our episodes. We will catch you next week, where we will share our first week of journaling and whatever responses to the prompts that we feel comfortable sharing. So, much to look forward to, and until next time, bye!